But I believe that by overwhelming majority, you and I, in the long run, and if it be necessary, you and I will act together to protect, to defend, by every means at our command.
Etymology of circuit. Circuit, a circumference, a periphery, a line going around an area, a space enclosed within a certain limit. Electrical sense, arrangement by which current is kept up between two poles. Between two poles? Looks like Masonic, doesn't it? A current is kept between two poles. That's the number 11. So let's go over the etymology again. Circuit, a circumference, a periphery, a line going around an area. So possibly a circle. From circa 1400 as a space enclosed within certain limits. Sounds familiar. So far it's a circle and it's enclosed. Electric sense, arrangement by which a current is kept up between two poles. So picture an electric current trapped and enclosed by two poles, 11, moving in a circular pattern. Can you picture it? Here's a clue. It's one of the oldest Masonic symbols. And here's a few seconds for you so you can actually have a little guess. And here it is. Two poles, an electric circuit trapped in between the two poles. That is what I see. It's just blown me away. I've talked about it for a long time, this symbol, in regard to circumpunct Godhead knowledge. But if you actually just put it into perspective in regard to the etymology that I've just shown you, it just makes perfect sense. Two poles trapped with a circle of electricity in between. So there's many theories on it. Even the Masons admit they don't truly understand what it is. One theory is that you are the dot and the lines represent virtues, vices, etc. Some say that the point in the circle refers to the circumambulation a new initiate is required to make about the sacred altar. To them, it's sacred law. I believe it's us trapped in a loop, in a circuit and motherboard. Sailing the currency, the currency. The electric current of life. So before I spell etymology electric, I held a definition back on circuit. So, space enclosed within certain limits, hence district, in which any business involving periodic journeys is done, especially of judicial assignments involving the journey of a judge from one place to another. Spelletymology of electric. Now this is when it gets wow. Electric, godly, ECT, object, or, and so forth, and rick, jurisdiction or district. So electric means this place, object, is a jurisdiction of God. Tell me that ain't wow. So the premise for this is that I was talking to Ryder from Raised by Giants on Elohim, who was asking me a few questions on what I've done research so far in the past, and I just thought, for shit and giggles as the saying goes, you know, like, could I split it up even more? So obviously Elohim, I took the L off, leaving O him. So I just typed in O him into the translator, and straight away I got this, and it blew me away. Whether it's right or wrong, again, I'm open to this just being a fluke, but it just blew me away, and it connected to other stuff that I've done, hence why I showed you the old video of electric meaning jurisdiction of L, and it's electric. And as you can see on the screen, Hebrew, and I just typed in O him. In English it went Om. Will it now? Hopefully this will say it.
Om.
Om. I'll turn it up on the screen so you can hear it a bit more.
Om.
Om. And obviously people out there will straight away know what that is. But before I get to that, for some reason I didn't know this. And again, we're always learning. So let me just get to it now. As you can see, Om.
Om.
Om. And this is a different example to what we all know it to be. So
Om.
Ohm is a unit of electrical resistance transmitting a current of 1 ampere when subjected to a potential difference of 1 volt. And it stems from George Simon Ohm, 19th century, who does Ohm's law, and I'll get into that briefly in a minute. But that just blew me away.
Ohm.
Ohm is a unit of electrical resistance, and it's a part of Elohim. And as you guys know, Om or Om is a symbol representing a sacred sound, syllable, mantra, or invocation in Hinduism. Its written representation is one of the most important symbols that we know of, and you know what I mean. So that blew me away, guys. That splitting Elohim up to type in Elohim, actually took the I away and became
Om.
Om, which is, as you know,
Om.
a unit of electrical resistance. I've been talking about electric and Elohim being electric, and obviously you guys know, well, I didn't know, I will be honest, that
Ohm's law.
Ohm's law is a law stating that electric current is proportional to voltage and inversely proportional to resistance. How wow is that, guys? That splitting up Elohim. And if you type in now while you listen to this on your phones or whatever, type in Elohim images, and most of them you'll get cosmic or electric images with the word Elohim in. And as you know, the spelling of Om, alternately you can come across the spelling of OHM, Om, or Om, AUM, or just Om. They refer to the same sound. In spelling Om, you divide the mantra into 3 different sounds with the Om, actually already 3 different mantras that make it up. So Om is the most clarifying and correct spelling. And you get this by just splitting Elohim up. Tell me that isn't interesting, why I had to just make this short little video showing you something weird that I found, that Elohim. I've done videos on L11. I've done the videos showing that electric broke down to the jurisdiction of L, all from electric and circuitry. And now you get, type in Ohim to get Om, which is obviously the mantra, but also a unit of electrical resistance. Isn't that just wow? The symbol for electric or electric current is this, what we see on the screen. Now that gets you to thinking of, obviously, of storm or thunder gods. Surely it must. Well, that's what I came to anyway, and that's what we're getting in this. So it got me to thinking, is there a few gods? So Adad is one, Bel, Ishka, Marduk, Baal, Hadad, Set, Jupiter, Sumanus, Zeus, Astrape or Bronte, and Thor. So there's just a few I used. Now here you can see is Ohm's law, a law stating that electric current is proportional to high voltage and inversely proportional to resistance. I'll put it on a white background so you can just see it. Now when I showed you that before, VIR just stood out to me. Why did Ohm use those for volts, for current and resistance? Was there anything else, or could I find anything else on the VIR? And I was shocked. So did this person, Om, get it from here? Because there's too much of a coincidence for it not to be, guys. It just blew me away, all these connections just connecting. So I put an image on screen. Now the meaning of Veera is, now this is from an Indian standpoint of view, courageous, warrior, strong, lightning, thunder. Vihaya means lightning and thunder. Can't be coincidence. So one of the many names of Lord Rama, a name to the ultimately formless, like thunder, lightning, electricity, Advaita, is the incarnation of Lord Vishnu, V-I-R. So the verb V-I-R in Sanskrit means to subdue, to overpower, to tear open, to display heroism. Its related noun Virya means power, strength and energy. Wow. And the warrior form of Shiva is called Virabhadra. That cannot be a coincidence, surely. And in Latin, Vir means man, like virile. So there has to be something to it. Now I found this. Viridius or Viridius is a god of ancient Roman Britain, found in a grave in Lancaster or Ancaster, right. Now this was found by Thai team to the side. Deo Vrid Sanct means to the holy god Viridius or Deus, and because of the Latin word viridis, green, fresh, vigorous, it's tied to be the early form of the green man. And look at the image, it looks like a little green man. And I just laughed at that because obviously my friend Ryder from Raised by Giants work on aliens, he just made me laugh that, and the early form of this VRR is from ancient Britain, and it looks like a little green man, and obviously the green man then changed to a head. But you can see the connection from Om using all these symbols, and Om, the chant, the mantra, is tied to Shiva. So you can just see an all round connection to everything, and that just blew me away. So we was talking about accidentally finding Om from Elohim and all the gods connection, and electric and thunder. It has to be connected, and that just blew me away. So like I was saying before, I believe Elohim is both male and female. Hence that from that old Holy Vem clip, that if you've watched it, you'll see they're talking about how Elohim is both male and female. Now that got me to thinking of, obviously we're talking about electric, and how do we connect, how do we use this power? And in terms of electrical, male and female, it's both. I've shown an example of a UK plug and what I believe to be, a Europe or a US type of plug. They're both still, one has 3 prongs and one has 2, and and various nature, but the male has the prongs and the female has basically the holes, male and female aspect. You only get male and female. It's as simple as that. You can be either one that you want to be, you only get male and female. And when they're trying to promote this, they, that, them, all that malarkey, it got me to thinking of what is neutral in the sense of you're not male or female and binary in electrical terms and charging, and it is wireless charging. And obviously that's coming in the last couple of years, so it just made me chuckle, and I had to include that because obviously when we both connect, male and female, we create a living being, a spark, an electrical entity, a being, a soul. So that just got me going, Elohim are the lords of the electric, and we're showing you about how do we connect power wise is through male and female plugs. And that just got me to thinking then also of when we obviously both connect intimately by having sex, we're doing that process, that magical time in our existence when we both connect, and it's a beautiful thing. And obviously that is what they're trying to stop. So it just got me to thinking I had to include this little bit in this video. So making this video got me thinking of something I was talking about a few weeks ago to someone on social media, on Twitter. So please, if you're on Twitter, give me a follow, What the Flock TV. You'll see a lot of things that don't make it into a video, or little points. It's good. Some good points are raised on her. It's strangely, isn't it? I do make the odd good point. And it was about ley lines and different things, and the Nephilim, and obviously some people believe that Elohim are one and the same as the Nephilim, or a part of that. And it got to me thinking, when we talk about grounding, walk barefoot on the ground. It's good for you. And I've put it in some of my videos. It creates the connection to Mother Earth and the free radicals and that go through your pores, and it's supposed to be good for you. But what if there was an ulterior motive in it? Hence the fallen angels being cast out and never to ever get back into heaven. They were forced to be in, I've talked about Tartarus or in a chamber in recent videos, but they're here to walk amongst us on the soil. Now that got me to thinking, were ley lines, the grounding? Think about it, when you ground something, for instance, if I said to you, the plane's being grounded, what does that mean? It means the flying machine, that aeroplanes through the air, is basically being grounded. It's been took away and it's staying on the ground. So what better way to create a living matrix, a living prison, like a circuit board, that these energy beings, remember energy, this is what it said, energy cannot be neither created or destroyed. So what happens to the energy? That is the question. But it got me thinking, and I was talking about this on social media, that Were the ley lines, etymology wise, if we remember, ley lines comes from lie lines. Is it this the point of these ley lines? Is it to keep these winged beings, these Elohim, these Nephilim, whatever you want to call them, grounded? And they need to be connected to the ground. Is this why they created shoes? So that it would disconnect the soles. Remember, we have soles in our feet, we have arches, and is that a reason behind it? Now, I'm not saying this is fact or nothing, and I could completely be talking waffle as I do, but it just got me to thinking, why do we accept a theory or something that's been told to us without even thinking of something? It could be something else, and that's what I do. I've been told, yeah, grounding's good for your ground, and I've done grounding from time to time when I can, when you're getting clean bit of grass and what to walk on. But what if, as they say, angels walk among us? Why don't they fly? Why don't they do something else? Why are they walking among us? Is it because they have to? Is it because they have been grounded, like their wings clipped, and they need to be connected? Who knows? It's just me debating, talking out loud, and this is what I do on social media, and it just got me to think, yeah, is this ley lines actually created the motherboard for them to keep their charge? Who knows? It's just, something to ponder on, as I like to say. So, guys, I want you all to look at these Bible verses, and there'll be so many more that I've not included because I don't want it to be about this. I just want to show you, could these mean terms in regard to electricity and things like that? So I just want you to understand that. So I'm just going to look at a few Bible verses. The first one: you shall therefore love the Lord your God and keep his charge, his statutes, his rules and his commandments always. Deuteronomy 11:1. Now, yes, charge means many things, but this is what I'm saying. Spells have double, triple, sometimes quadruple meanings. Could this be talking about his charge? And what we're on about charge, electricity charge, to charge your devices, use electricity. And here is a verse saying, you shall therefore love the Lord your God and keep his charge. So they're asking you to keep his charge going. So these are just verses that I want you to just look at a little bit differently. For the kingdom of God is not just a lot of talk, it is living by God's power. And you will find a lot of verses talking about God's power in the Bible. Again, what is power? Electricity power, the grid. Our God is a consuming fire. Hebrews 12:18-29. Now, a lot of people talk about plasma as fire. So, are they saying our God is a consuming fire? Is this the plasma, the fire? It's just a thought. For as the lightning that lightens out of one part under heaven shines to the other part under heaven, so shall also the Son of Man be in his day. Luke 17:24. And we also know that man means VIR, and obviously ohms. So all these things are connected. The voice of the Lord makes the lightning flash. Psalms 29:7. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. But the electricity board said he would have to wait until Thursday to be connected. I just couldn't resist putting that in, guys. People are hearing me reading that and I'm going, electricity board, that's not in the Bible. It's just a quote by Spike Milligan. I just thought it was so funny that I had to put it in. I'm trying not to chuckle and ruin the video, but it's just so funny because it's so true. In modern days with the electricity being so high. Then God said, let there be light, and there was light. So when we're talking about this now, let there be light, it's like turning the switch on. Electricity, Elohim, the gods, lords of electric, the electric lords. And God made two great lights, great for their use to man. The greater to have rule by day, the less by night. So that just got me to thinking, and here, as you can see on the screen, is the Ark of the Covenant. Now, a lot of people talk about the Ark of the Covenant being an electrical device, a battery, so on and so on, containing the Word of God, which is obviously in the commandments, the 11 commandments. And people say 11, I thought it was 10, but some believe it to be 11. L11. And it also goes by, where it is stored in the Temple of Solomon, the Holy of Holies. So that's intriguing. And the reason I'm saying this is because it's also known as the Inner Sanctum. But it goes by another name, and this blew my mind. And here's the wow, it's known as Devere. Now, some of you smart ones out there will recognise, obviously, the word for man, and they're connected to electricity that I've talked about so far, VIR. So the place where possibly the Holy of Holies, the Ark of the Covenant, is kept is known as Devere. Obviously, Delat and VAR is, it's not far off devil also, is it? So that's just blew my mind that something so holy is kept in the Holy of Holies. The Ark of the Covenant is known as Devere. It contains half that word of man. But now, look at the Ark of the Covenant with the two cherubs, whatever, on top, facing each other. The Om, which also is connected with the VAR and God, and the Shiva, what I was mentioning before, is a measurement of resistance between 2 points. The L11, 2 points. Look on top of the covenant. There's two cherubs. So, and this Ohm's law, and also is talking about when a constant potential difference of 1 volt V is applied to these or those points, and a current of 1 ampere is produced. In simple terms, it's equivalent to 1 volt per ampere. So that's just on about the Ohm measurement, and it just made me go because it's talking of 2 points, and on top of the Ark of the Covenant is the 2 angels, 2 Elohim, 2 cherubs, whatever you want to call them. I just found it funny. So now, and intriguing. So now I'm just going to talk to you a little bit. I want to read some stuff out that I found on that Devere, because that just really blew my mind. So that's coming up now, guys. So here we go, and this is just on a website, Hebrew Word Lessons, Devere, the inner sanctuary, the place of the word. So is electricity the word? And God said, let there be light. It's intriguing, isn't it? So the inner sanctuary, Devere, masculine noun. The Bible is full of areas of sacred space. There's Eden, sacred mountains, garden spaces, rock altars, the tabernacle, the temple, all places where Yehovah, and that's a different pronunciation of heard, made his presence felt. Presence felt, a bit like EMF, because you can feel it, can't you? So these are just me surmising, these are not facts, guys. Within the tabernacle, at the very core, behind a thick curtain, was the holiest of holies places, the inner sanctum. This centre sanctuary was sometimes called the Holy of Holies, and I'm not pronouncing all that. I'll just say in English, most holy place, but occasionally it was referred to as the Devere. The Devere or Debir shared the root letters Dalat, Bet, Resh, Dbr, with the Hebrew word Debar, Devar, strong, meaning word. So is this word the crackle of electricity? Is it the plasma? Who knows? But I just found it intriguing. In other words, the inner sanctum could also be described as the holy word space. It was a space where the word of God lived. Electricity. Was this the generator? Was this some weapon? Was this just some electricity from an ancient tech? Who knows? These are just all thoughts going in my head, but they were talking about the word being this. And obviously the ark could be a generator of electricity or plasma or whatever, and this is what they're hearing. This is what the word of God is. And the word of God said, let there be light. It was a space where the word of God lived. It was a space where the presence of Yehovah spoke. A place of oracle. It is important to note that the Hebrew people associated their most divine space, the inner sanctum, with words. At the creation account of Yahweh spoke the world into beginning with the words let there be light. So nearly the first thing was let there be light. How do you get light? So, electricity, solar luminescence. I'm just I'm reading this as I'm saying, I'm like my head and my thoughts are just going wow, it's just crazy. So this was the first of the 10 sets of the words where creation came into order under Yehovah, gentle and awe-inspiring commands. The word was born with words, not wars or cosmic power struggles, but with Yehovah breathing out the words of life and creation. It is a beautiful image of the cosmos being born out of a perfect peace. Even what we call in English the 10 Commandments were literally the 10 sayings, or in Hebrew the 10 words. These 10 sets of words were given to help create order and good living on a planet inhabited with complicated humans. So this was just blew me away, because we're talking about the inner sanctum, the Holy of Holies, called Divya, and it contains part of that electric current, and they're talking, and you can interpret this as electricity and power. It was a poetic rendering of heaven on earth, where God's space gently collided with our space. And it just says the Divya, translated as inner sanctuary, shows up primarily in description of the building of Solomon's temple. So yes, everything will have another explanation and another description in Hebrew, because some of the words people just pronounce slightly different, and this is just one I found. You will probably find others saying that it doesn't mean this, but when I'm connecting things together, I just find it wow. Do you know what I mean? It just wow. So this is why I had to show you this bit, because I just thought, wow, the place where this Holy of Holies is, the Ark of the Covenant, contains that word VIR, which, you know what I mean, is the electricity current of ohms, which are connected throughout there. So it just seems to be all connected to one, and the power being this electricity. And these are just verses. And second, how it was built with gold, and obviously that's a good use, a gold material to use with using electricity and currents. And I've just found it fascinating, and hopefully you can see why I've just showed you this bit. I'll say they just go through verses, and I don't want to be about, this being about verses and verses and verses. I just wanted to show you guys, could these verses be pronounced or theorized to be something electrical? And then I came across Divya containing the VIR, and that just blew me away. Right guys, just because I've been talking about Divya then and the inner sanctum, it just takes me back into a recent video, when I was talking about the celestial and how the etymology then turned into a chamber. It seems to all be connecting, and because of Divya being in the inner sanctum, but that connection was just wow. But because of the word devil and the first three letters being dev, I thought, wow, there got to be, there's something connected in that. And here's just me looking at this theory. Hopefully you get it and hopefully it comes across. Now, you've seen some words on the screen. I've put them in 2 rows of 3. You have evil, evil, and evil. On the other side you have devil, devil. So phonetically still the same. Dev-L, devil. Well, just look at evil. That is live. So again, the weird spell meaning something that's evil, but also to live backwards. Same with evil. It is love. And evil with the EL is leave or leve, because they always talk about how evil, Satan, whatever you want to call that name, love to reverse and image things. So it's just funny. And again with devil, lived, loved, leaved or levied. So again, these words reverse are the total opposite of so-called meaning, and that's why I champion this all the time. We as a community and a people and as a person, I've always accepted, yes, that is what they say, but once if they were lying, you're basing everything on what they say and there to be truth. Again, everything is perspective, and they all have an agenda. So if I split the last words up on the screen, evil with a EL and devil with a EL is Elohim or the Lord's or whatever you decide that you want to call it, but it's still interesting, isn't it? Evil. And I was talking with Mr. Ryder and he was mentioning it to me also. I've mentioned it a long time ago. Evil, spelled EVEL, electric volt, electric, the electric of the gods, Evel. And again, devil, and dev, EL. Well, have a look what dev etymologically means. Here we go. Etymology, borrowed from the Sanskrit, deva, from Proto-Indo-Iranian dewaz, from Proto-Indo-European there was, God, the celestial one. Devil, if you spell it with EL, God the celestial one, is the devil in charge of the celestials. Celestials meaning chamber, or now I am thinking devil, God of the chambered ones. We're living in a chamber. Remember, electrical jurisdiction of El. Wow, guys, this, all my theories and what I've done for years is just coming into one video, and I'm absolutely blown away. So you can just see the God, the celestial, dev, El. So dev meaning God, the celestial one, and El of the Elohim and the Lords. So is this what I'm saying? God of the chambered ones. Huh. Now back to those three words. It just got me thinking, what is this connection with evil and the dirt? Now I want to read something out in a minute, but also, has any of you guys watched the new film The Pope's Exorcist? There is a clip in that, and I'm going to play. It's only a couple of seconds long, and I'm going to play you now, guys. Just listen to what he says about evil and the devil.
Per noi invece è una manifesta realtà. 200 angeli caduti, espulsi dal paradiso, trascinati sottoterra. Non è una favola.
So it's saying basically the fallen angels were expelled from heaven in the chamber, from the celestial, driven beneath the soil where God is not welcomed. So why would God not be welcomed? Does that mean he can't go there, or does he just mean he's not welcomed? Is that the domain? Is the soil, underneath the soil, hence in a chamber underneath the roof in the void, is not welcomed? Think about it. When they talk about the electric circuit and people always hear a symbol, and what is this symbol for? Grounding. But why does it look like a tree turned upside down? Or what, do you know, one of those things that you use for honey, to get honey out? It does look like that also. But it got me thinking, grounding. And then also we have earthing, and the earth, everything electrical, so we don't get electrocuted. This dirt and electric seem to be connected. Elohim, Lords of Electric, Electric Lords. And here's just a take that I found on the interweb, and it's talking, this is like talking a story about the Elohim as being the fallen angels, and here's a story that these were talking about, and just listen to it. In the third version of the story, the giants themselves are killed. The spirits, however, deriving from immortal heavenly beings, the angels, cannot be destroyed, hence energy cannot be destroyed or created, and as it says, cannot be destroyed but also cannot return to heaven. They remain connected, grounded to earth. What I was talking about before about grounding, could it be a big lie? Again, just an opinion. They remain connected to earth, grounded as evil spirits. So when you want to check the level of something, what do you use to make sure it's flat and ground? You use a spirit level, which is in a bubble chamber. Is there any connection there, or am I just making bollocks up? Quite possibly. So this talks about they remain connected to earth as evil spirits, wreaking havoc among humankind and causing both physical evil such as disease and moral evil, sin. Hence why they want to keep us grounded, so we keep sinning. Remember, our souls will be connected to the ground. And now the giants who were born from spirits and flesh will be called evil spirits upon the earth. Upon meaning where we walk. Ley lines possibly, who knows? Who were born from spirits and flesh will be called evil spirits upon the earth, and on the earth will be their dwelling. And evil spirits came out from their flesh because from above they were created. Remember, celestial, and I'll put that in after this because some people might have not watched it. It's quickly talking about the etymology of celestial. And evil spirits came out from their flesh, from above they were created. From the holy watchers was their origin and their first foundation. Evil spirits they will be on the earth, and spirits of the evil ones they will be called. And the dwelling of the spirits of heaven is in heaven, but the dwelling of the spirits on earth who were born on the earth is on earth. And the spirits of the giants which do wrong and corrupt and attack and fight and break on the earth and cause sorrow, and they eat no food and do no thirst, and they are not observed. And these spirits will rise above the sons of men and again the women, because they came out from them. And this is talking about obviously the falling. I talked about that being a reason in the celestial video, but think about it now. It's talking about dirt. I showed you that clip from the Pope's Exorcist, and this talking about the earth. And I was just quickly looking in Dante's Inferno, as you remember, Satan, whatever you want to call him, pictured in layers of earth in the middle, and various depictions from that time, because that's when really Satan took off as a name. How many faces does he have? And he has 3. And that got to me thinking, just look at the grounding symbol, has 3. And dirt, which if you reverse like those other words, dirt, then comes trid, which trid means from Latin trias, also means 3, like triad. So you have 3 lines representing the dirt, the grounding. Lucifer, or the Satan, whatever name that it was given, has 3 faces. And you have 3 types of soil. Sand, clay and loam. Is there any connection there? I just don't know. But again, why did he talk about angels walking amongst us? Why not fly? Why not just be there? Because of their power. They are walking. Because they have fell and they have been connected to the grid, which is their prison. Hence why we wear shoes to break that connection. And again, this is just me theorizing out loud, doesn't mean it's right or wrong. It's just, what else can I do? It's a platform. I'm just finding this fascinating, showing you these connections, and hopefully guys you can understand why I'm including it, because I believe it's all connected. So this is a piece of that video I was talking about. So as usual, I split the word up. What is that word? Celestial. So that became cell, S-T-L, and obviously A-L is E-L. So don't have to go into that. But cell, you could say cell phone, cell as transparent sheet of celluloid or similar film material, which can be basically drawn and used in the production of cartoons. You have cell in a small room in which a prisoner is locked up, or in which a monk or nun sleep, a cell. Or in biology, a cell is the fundamental unit of life. Cella, from Latin for small chamber, or naos from the Greek, meaning temple, is the inner chamber of an ancient Greek or Roman temple in classical antiquity. So you can see the intriguing nature of this. Middle English, cellar, storeroom, underground, chamber, hence why I say chamber. English word cellar comes from Proto-Indo-European sihel English, meaning salt mine. We have a lot of salt mines in this realm. And Esti means star in some languages, others it means a host. In some it is said to be a comparable to dropping an F-bomb. So some of you eagle-eyed flockers out there would have noticed when I'm showing that Dante's Inferno or Dante's image that you're seeing on the screen, I reversed it. So midway, like 20 minutes ago, I reversed it because I wanted to see if anyone, before I mentioned it, noticed that I reversed it, but also how much it looks like what I'm describing. Remember, the heavens above and the chamber below, because it does look like a chamber, or you could say a mountain. But it's funny how a mountain and then the aspect of that looks like a chamber, a hidden inner sanctum, a devia that I'm talking about, and how the ark is kept in there. We're talking about obviously Lucifer, Satan and all that, and just look at the screen. That is a bloody chamber with the heavens above. And obviously the layers of dirt and soil that I've been talking about, obviously it's more than 3, but you can see my point. You have the Tower of Babel that it comes to mind when you see this as well, even though it should have been a ziggurat, but still it reminds you, doesn't it, of a bell also. And I've talked about this a long time ago, that the famous Masonic symbol that they used before the compass and square was Tempus Fugit, time flies, which is an hourglass, and this is a half an hourglass. And in the video, the old video, I put this above and it resembled an hourglass. But what I'm getting at here is, do you remember when I was talking about the spirit level in the last passage? Can you not recognize what that spirit level represents? And it just came to me when I was making this. I went, oh my god, it's the famous symbol that the Masons used to love to show, that I used as image for this realm. Remember, between 2 poles, just like Ohm's law, round a circle, it's the spirit level. And it's a St. John symbol with the 2 St. Johns, which John is derivative of Janos, the 11. Can you see it? So the spirit level is representation of what I'm showing you at the side. Oh my god, that just blew my mind. So I want to go back to this, and it's just talking about various things in regard to the Watchers, and obviously these people are tying into Elohim as well. But it talks about forbidden knowledge, magic and other forbidden knowledge. In another thread woven into the story of the Watchers in Enoch, humans are taught magic and other forbidden knowledge, and they taught them charms and spells.
Charm,
the power or quality of delighting, attracting or fascinating others. His charm has captivated the media. An attractive or alluring characteristic or feature. A small ornament worn on a necklace or bracelet. An object, act or saying believed to have magic power. An object kept or worn to ward off evil and bring good luck. Physics, a characteristic property of certain subatomic particles, specifically charm quirks, charm antiquirks, hadrons containing these, expressed as a quantum number. Charm, third person, delight greatly, use one's ability to please and attract in order to influence someone. Control or achieve by or as if by magic. And again, physics denoting a flavour, variety of unstable quarks having an electric charge of 2 and 3 or 2/3. Charm quirks have similar properties to up to quirks and top quirks, but are distinguished from by having an immediate mass. All this by charms and magic. And the origins from charm are Carmen or charmer, incantation or magic spell. Middle English in the sense of incantation of magic spell and to use spells. And this is in the words that we're talking about. Charms. Is that a reason, another reason of CERN to control the flow of charms, the magic? Who knows? And show them the cutting of roots and trees. Medicine. This again results in sin and flood, etc., etc. Why would teaching someone to look after themselves be a sin if it wasn't? Do you understand me? There's got to be a reason why. You know what I mean? When you show someone some knowledge, surely on the whole grand scheme of things it's better, unless it's not. But then again, it's perspective, so you know it all boils down to that. But look, and they taught them charms and spells. Words are spells. This realm is full of spellings. So they taught spells and the cutting of roots and trees. Pray tell, no pun intended, when you want to find, like me, the etymology of a word, the beginning, what is it called? And that is a spell, remember? So to look into something, to find the beginning of a word, the spell, you have to find the root. A root word has no prefix or suffix. It's the most basic part of a word. The root word at heart of conformity, for example, is form. In linguistics, a root word holds the most basic meaning of any word. So of the spell, you need the root. And they taught them charms and spells and showed them the cutting of roots and trees. Medicine. What if also they're showing the cutting of roots, but they showed you the magic? They've said there, they've taught them charms and spells, but also the etymology, the root of those spells. Not just showing someone, hey, this is how you make this. They're showing you everything. What breaks the breaking down of that word, the power electric, the power of that spell from root to tree. So you can just see why this fascinates me, because obviously I've talked about this world is spelling, and again, dirt, the soil is prevalent, because where do the roots grow? They grow in the domain, like I've showed you, of the fallen. So leave that with you guys, just another little bit to put into the video. So I'm going to finish here because I can keep on going forever. I just get excited when I'm doing my content, and a lot of people, and I've done videos on it, and a lot of channels have talked about how this realm, this world we live in, is a circuit board. Now in this video I'm talking about we're in a chamber, but it doesn't mean it can't be a circuit board in the chamber. I've talked about it already in regard to ley lines and different things. And what made me go because obviously I'm talking in an electrical type of sense, is how a lot of people describe this realm, whether you believe it's flat or different things. There's a Bible verse that basically makes people fight amongst themselves, because when you believe your faith is being attacked, that's when you start becoming a troll, and you know what I mean. Religion is the root of a lot of problems, and it doesn't have to be. It's just about power play. People get hungry. Look, power. We're talking about power. So this is the verse that can be mistranslated for any shape of form, for what you can believe is, for how you believe it to be flat. Some people will take it to mean spherical and so on and so on. But there's another translation that I wish I seen years ago that again gives you more food for thought. So let me just read this out. So he sits a throne above the circle of the earth, and its people are like grasshoppers. He stretches out the heavens like a canopy and spreads them out like a tent to live in. So obviously it's describing this world that we live in. Now some people will say circle doesn't mean spherical, and it's true, because it could be a disc shaped. And some people say, oh well, it's a mistranslation, you know what I mean? So you're going down that route. But what if there's another word that sometimes gets used in the Bible for circle. Now what do you think it could be? What if that other word is circuit? Huh. Do you remember many people telling you about it when you were doing looking into these circuit board Earths or the shape of this realm if you're a flat earther and so on? And again, I've been in that community years ago before it was even popular, and got chastised and basically made a mockery out of, because I like to think differently. When so-called the big dogs in that community won't say this is how you should believe, I say, I'm sorry, I believe in different things. I like to look at all shapes and sizes, because then I know a bit more of the picture. And these are the same people who basically call me a black sheep that use my videos today and are subbed on my channel. But I'm not getting to names. Anyway, so circuit, Isaiah 40:22 that I just read out, changes. It is God that sitteth upon the circuit of the earth. Huh. Wow. People have talked about circuit, motherboard, and that circle changes to circuit. Yes, and circuit, like anyone who goes to gym or fitness, circuit training, you basically, it's like you just go in various things. But again, playing with words, again, root of words, the magic, the spelling. Why does so many words or single words have so many different meanings depending on how you say it, if it's a noun or a verb and so on? It's hellish. And it is a cause of a lot of wars. People translating, for instance, when someone sends a message, it's text, it has no emotion, and you don't know if it's in jest or the trolling, just like the word spelling. So in here it says, it is God that sitteth upon the circuit of the earth. Wow, I wish I was told this a long time ago. Again, other verses, thick clouds are covering to him that he seeth not, and walketh in the circuit of heaven. Obviously sometimes this circle is also mentioned to be vault. Just makes you go, huh. And again, this is just showing you how several Hebrew words in several senses, and this is talking about the sun's orbit, etc., gets changed to vault or to circuit, depending on which version or which time or people were editing the Bible. Again, it doesn't mean it's right, doesn't mean it's wrong. It's just giving you more information to think, what's going on here? I believe that this realm, and I'm just talking in a third sense. I'm not actually mentioning myself, but for instance, people listening today will be, I believe in a circuit board earth. There's indications, because look at all the towns and how they're laid out, and now we know why, because of the Elohim. So this is just blew me away. Circuit. Obviously, again, words that can be used for different things, but hey, we're talking about motherboard and circuit board earth, and if someone said to you that Isaiah 42, when it talks about the circle of the earth, could be mistranslated to also mean circuit, you would go, wow, surely, because I've done that. And again, who's right and wrong? There's so many experts out there these days. I'm just winging it. I know absolutely nothing, and I never will pretend to know otherwise. I don't. So I just found this fascinating, that obviously circle and vault and different things can be used, circuit can be used in its place. That surely must be a wow. So now, guys, I'm going to go to my thoughts.
Yeah, they call me the black sheep. They call me the black sheep.
Welcome to What the Flock TV. I'm your host, Paul, What the Flock TV. Hello. So I want to start off with what I always do. I want to thank everyone that's liked, shared and subscribed all the videos. Please, it really does help. I know it might sound insignificant, or you don't want your search history to be revealed and all that stuff. Please, it does help us content creators know that you're liking the content, and it's pushing us up the algorithm. It's hard enough to grow your channel organically with people not liking, sharing and subscribing, and we need the help. I need the help. So thank you to everyone that's doing that. If you're new to the channel, hopefully you enjoy the content and you think, yeah, I'll stay around, and you'll become a flocker. You subscribe, your help, your time is appreciated. And for anyone who goes that little bit extra mile and buys me a coffee, thank you guys. It really does mean so much in these these hard times. So the link is in the description if you want to do that. If not, just like, share and subscribe. That's also more than enough. So on with the video. So guys, this video about Elohim, and I need you to throw away any past knowledge or how you perceive what Elohim is, because I don't want you to like prejudice this video in the sense of get triggered, because we all have an emotional response. We've all seen people smarter than me make videos and telling you what Elohim means, but it's all perspective. I froze then. And frozen. It's because it's dark. Every time I seem to be making a video lately, it's always in a storm. Last time it was Storm Babette, and I think this time it's Storm Kieran or something like that. So it's only in the afternoon, but it's pitch black. The rain, the wind. So hopefully you can see me. Hopefully the light's not shining off the chrome dome. So on with the vids. Yeah, so I was talking to Ryder from Raised by Giants, and he was doing a video in the week on Elohim with his guest, and he was just asking me, for what I've done on it and my thoughts and opinion, as you do, because every time you do a show or research, we're backward and forth. And I was just saying this and this. Oh yeah, I remember that he says it's in the video, and I broke it down, Elohim in half, El and Ohim, and for some reason it translated it from Hebrew to Om, and I thought, isn't that cool? Om is the so-called sound of the universe, the mantra, and I'm like, wow. And then with that came the guy who did Ohm's law, and obviously that is in do with electric term, and I thought, an extra bloody wow. Mind blown. I'm thinking, wow, because that straight away made me think about past videos when I did a video on, what was it originally on, because I know I edited it and put it in the realm of 11. I can't remember what it originally was, but anyway, it might have been the circuit board video that I did, or motherboard. And anyway, so in this video, and as I put in the video, I talk about how the etymology, and again, that's just how I break it down, it doesn't mean it's fact, that it spelled the jurisdiction of El. So when I'm looking at Elohim and it broken down as El and Om, and obviously electric, I thought, wow, El, sometimes the gods, sometimes the Lord is a title. There's vast various descriptions and opinions on what Elohim plural and all that is, but that, when you brought that connection together, and it's like the lords of the electric lords, I'm like, wow, there's got to be something to this, because a lot, and I was just thinking of all different gods in all different religions, and thinking if they all just grouped together, there would be a collective group, and that would be a Elohim, like a cabal, a lords, and they would be the electric lords, like the Time Lords type thing from Doctor Who. And I thought, what, I have to do something on that, because it just reminded me of the celestial and then the chamber video that I've not long done. So this could be like a part 2 in theory. So this is what was backward and forwards to ride. And I thought, what, that is too much of a mind blown not to do a video. And again, it's not me coming up with this, because obviously since I've been talking to friends, and anyone who does anything electrical know these things, but sometimes you just don't think on it. And then obviously they've not saw all my videos, most have, but when you're on your journey and you think, electric jurisdiction of Elohim is, the shortened version is El. Wow. And most of these gods that I refer to as Janos and different things, he's the janitor, they're all storm gods and thunder gods. And I'm thinking, well, the perception of electric and lightning is the lightning bolt, like Zeus, Thor, and all them other gods. So it's funny that they've taken a symbol for electric voltage and current and electric as a lightning bolt, hence why I put it in the storm god. So these were just the little things that was in my mind. I'm thinking, what, this would be so cool as a video, give a different perspective on Elohim, because people take it to the heart. Because once you involve religion, see, when I do a video, I don't judge, I don't jump on a bandwagon, I don't do this, I just look at it objectively, and it's just information. But to some people, this is like their faith, and this is when people get angry and go into control mode, trolling and controlling the narrative. And that's when wars happen and trolling and people attacking each other where they just need to chill. There's not enough chill. I mean, Ryder's been talking about how they've been attacked for giving an opinion differently to what they believe Elohim. And here's me going to be talking about them being the lords of the electric lords. And I'm like, do we bother putting comments on? Because lately, on the whole, the community is becoming a farce. The amount of people attacking each other. It used to be, you know, you just get the odd troll. Now it's everywhere. Even I get it, and I really get off lightly compared to a lot of channels. I just don't get it. If you're supposed to be a truther, why do it? And again, these are showing you the reasons why. Because people want to control the narrative and what is said to be this and that in any chosen topic. So on to this, and we're like, we're talking to Ryder, and then I'm thinking, oh yeah, Ohm's law, volt, current, resistance, VIR, and I'm like, wow, I wonder if there's something like intriguing contained that abbreviation, and I found it. Obviously, one of the topics was it was Latin for man. That blew me away, because obviously we are said to be electric too, and obviously Shiva was tied to Om, and part of an avatar or warrior form of Shiva was Virabhadra, which VIR was a part of. And I'm thinking, God, this is cool, this. And then we're showing you that pardon me, that the Green Man in England, it was found in a tomb, was called that, VIR. I'm like, how deep does this go? This is bloody cool now. And you know, I'm tingling and I'm buzzing, I'm getting excited. I want to tell everyone what I found, show everyone what I'm putting together. And that's, I know, when I'm doing a good video. So I'm carrying on down this road, and I'm like, well, I've done previous videos obviously, and that's why I connected the celestial breakdown, because when I was looking VIR, for some reason I was looking in regard to the fall and different things, and it mentioned Devir, DEVIR. I'm like, what's that? And it goes, it's where the Ark of the Covenant is kept, another name for it. And we're like, wow, because the amount of people who've done content on the Ark of the Covenant being a generator or a power source or a weapon or God itself, its voice, the voice is the crackling of the electric, the current, the word. I'm like, wow, the Holy of Holies, that place is called the Inner Sanctum, which is another term for Devir. I'm like, again, ow. I'm like, yeah, all these connections connecting, and you're like, wow. So this innocent topic of just splitting that up has led me to this journey. Whoops, just itchy nose. And I'm like, wow. So Inner Sanctum then again brought up the celestial and chamber video. And if anyone's not watched that, you saw a little bit of clip and stuff in it. It's basically where I show that we possibly could be living in a chamber, maybe a burial chamber of the fallen. So then when we're getting into this video more, and I'm bringing the fallen into it, and it's connecting into that video with these connections, I'm like, bloody hell. And you're like, am I seeing this? So Devir, the Inner Sanctum, the chamber that we're in. and the inner sanctum was supposed to be inside Solomon's temple. Wow. And then obviously normal people would see DEV and IR and go, well, half of that is devil. So you could be like Devil Man. They always say we're the beast and 666, and that's carbon, you know, all that things that I've talked about before. And the first 3 letters were Dev. And I thought, you know what, I swear I've done it before, but let me just check the etymology of Dev. And I type it in, and swear that you've seen the results, because luckily I screenshot it, because when I pardon me, when I tried to do it on the computer, it gave it a slightly different, not by much, but it didn't go into detail what my phone did. And I thought, why? That's just from 2 different devices giving a slightly different meaning, again showing you the gender of the information and controlling it. But Dev, God, the celestial one. So you doing videos on celestial, you're doing videos then showing that means chamber, whole, holies, holy of holies. Remember, because I was talking about why is a whole as meaning complete have a hole in it, because it's sanctified, it's sacred ground. Is that why it's sacred ground? Because it's a hole? Is that why it's sacred ground? Because they put the fallen into it? I'm like, wow, the celestial ones. And obviously then I'm thinking, well, I brought celestial down. Does this then mean devil with the EL? So EVEL could be God of the chambered ones, God of the buried ones. And you're like, yeah, and you're getting really buzzing. And again, electrical term, buzzing. And you're like, wow, how do I find these things? And again, this is just my journey. I'm not saying no one else has found it, but when you're putting them all together and it's like, bloody hell, and then you're seeing another person's opinion. I don't know if it was in the Torah or some other biblical website, and saying that the fallen, just like energy, cannot be created or destroyed. And with them being heavenly, does that mean we're heavenly too, because our energy cannot be destroyed or created? I get that it can't be destroyed thing, but how we're here, so we must have been created. Anyway, so it kind of created or destroyed energy. And it says that the fallen, basically after the flood, wiping sin, the celestial power could not rise to the heavens, so it had to go somewhere. And that got me thinking of ley lines. Because if you guys are gamers, I'm a gamer, console, not PC, and I play Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and in the story, a Viking comes to England, Ireland, and you know, apart from it doesn't come from Norway, and they travel over, and you know, it's basically over here also, and it goes to all these ley lines and stone monoliths, because we have a lot in this country, and it got me to thinking, could there something in regard to the fallen? So then when I'm playing the game, and when you come to the game itself, you go to these sites and you like meditate on the sites and you get energy boost. And something of Colelm, I think it's in Ireland, a monk from I don't know if it was the Navigator one or someone else. Anyway, a monk from Ireland basically leaves you an inscription at each site, and it goes the Nephilim and blah blah blah, and it gives you a little bit of a description, and it does you a symbol like cymatics. So it's intriguing, and that's basically what I'm trying to talk now. Are these sites focusing sites to focus the energy of the fallen along the power grid that was there to trap them and keep them from escaping? Basically, you know, when you watch Ghostbusters as a kid and they have that square box and they throw it out and it sucks the energy into it. Is this what's keeping them trapped? Keeping them grounded? Remember, when planes are not allowed to fly, they are grounded. These fallen have been the wings clipped, no longer welcomed back in the heavens, so they're grounded to earth. Just gets you thinking, and we're just thinking of this, and I'm thinking, well, we're told by various sources and people in the know that earthing is good for you. It heals. And I guess you think, well, if it heals you quick and different things, are we descendants of the fallen? Because obviously, according to Enoch, and this is if you believe in it, came into the daughters of men. So was there like a human race before them, which it said? And anyway, and people, different, bloodlines are mixed, and you have some of the fallen, and that's why we have godly powers, because we can do some miracle shit and we can do some evil shit and all. You know what I mean? It's the duality. So this is a way of us healing some of us by going on these ley lines. And then I got thinking, well, that's what the narrative is. Paul, you not want to ignore the narrative, but you also like to think out of the box. So I'm like, well, what if the fallen get trapped in these ley lines, and this is what the ley lines are powered to do? That's why they invented shoes. Like a opposite of it. They made the shields to block the souls, so we don't have the connection to the fallen. They stopping us getting that power from the ancestors. What is evil anymore? What is good anymore? Because we're told by the group, the collective, or old people, or ancient books, as this is Satan, and this is why it's Satan. This Lucifer's the devil, but Lucifer's the enlightened one, or the light bringer. But you can see how things change from perspective to perspective. So if everything is his story, it's a tale, it's a play that's been written, and you have to follow the scriptures. And it's like, what is right and wrong? And that's why it's so surreal, because think about it, if we're both positive and negative, and people will be the same, positive and negative, is that a male and female thing, or just the current in you? You're either a positive person or you're a negative person. And if more negative you are, more evil things. But evil is love backwards. So there's that dual purpose. And me and Ryder were just laughing and talking about, if you change phonetically, I said evil, but with an E-L, it's like electric volt, electric current of the gods. And I'm like, wow. Like Dev-El, God of the chambered ones, God of the buried ones. Everything seems to be fitting. And when you found Dev means God of the celestial, God the celestial one, and celestial means the buried, chambered, you have to go, wow. And again, why do they say angels walk amongst us? Is it to keep us on the motherboard? And again, it can go either way, because it's hard to trust any information. Like I say, I don't say to mine, don't trust my information. This is just me putting stuff together in my own way. I don't pronounce myself to be anything other than just like you guys. It seems to be on YouTube these days, you need a gimmick. I am descendants of the fallen, or I get my information for the fallen, I get my information from the leprechaun's left tit. And it's like, can't you just be a person who loves, intrigued by history and looking for the truth, what you believe truth is, your perspective? You put the hard yards in. No, you have to have a gimmick. You have to be a paedophile, you have to be a rapist, you have to be this and this. Why can't you just be yourself, looking into shit and putting a different perspective on what you see? Because we're all unique in that way. We all see the place so differently. But no, you need a gimmick. You can't just be, and that's just how this community is. You need a gimmick. People have to see it. You have to say, this is fact. Buy my book. The world's going to end tomorrow. Buy my book on how to live in the world after it goes. And it's like, this is just what we've come to. And this place, as I've been saying in many videos, it's like a turd hole full of turds. And that gets me thinking now, we're in a chamber of El, the jurisdiction of El, that's electric. And then we start looking at Bible verses a little bit different for electrical terms and saying you have to keep God's charge. Is that telling you that, do we charge this realm? Is it us? Many people, and I've done videos on, are we batteries of sorts to the matrix? is it the case of they need us to be connected to the earth, grounded, to fuel, to energize this simulation of sorts? It just gets you thinking, doesn't it? And then we see all them electrical terms still used, and if you've been a naughty boy, you get charged in jail and police. It's like, wow, you get charged. And you have all the water terms, but currency, current, it is all electrical also. That just gotta make you think, because it makes me think, and it gets me excited that we're in a realm that people talk about being a motherboard, a circuit board, and then you look at these old verses, and when you're looking into this and you're showing, well, whether you believe it's flat, concave, or whatever, and you're showing a Bible verse to mean something else, and you find out that that word could be circuit. So anytime like circle is mentioned, you could use circuit. That blew my socks off. God's sitting above the circuit. I'm talking about it being an electrical chamber of L, and L is another term used for God. Guys, that in itself surely is worth a thumbs up. Well done, Paul. I just love, like I said, I just love looking into this stuff and finding and connecting things together to put some content for you guys to enjoy. Like I said, you know, times are hard, we're living in a realm, and now I'm getting more and more into what it could be, offering an alternate. You're going to get resistance, electrical resistance. You just look at some of the terms. And it was so funny that when I was making this video, and I don't know if I've still got it on my phone, of where are we going, Paul? Electric vocabulary. You can see circuit there near the bottom, and then finding out them verses could mean circuit. You're like, wow, I've not heard that different opinion before. And again, people don't say this. People don't entail it when you jump into these communities. Yeah, it could be volts, it's flat, it's circle. Circuit board, motherboard. Cities are made out like that. Wow. Pieces connecting together. And again, I'm not the person to find all these connections, but I am putting this together in this package that it spells Waterflock TV, the Black Sheep Researcher. Just gets you, doesn't it? And that's just what I love. And I don't want to go completely over the video because you'd be here for hours. I just wanted to give a little bit of brief flavour, show the excitement, give everyone a big hug and a thumbs up for the support, and hopefully everyone is, you know, smiling. We've all had hard. I had another death in the family, and I hate going to funerals because I'm the person who's trying to always, you know, smile and laugh and make everyone laugh at a funeral, different things. But some people just don't like that, so you have to respect people's wishes. So, you know what I mean, keep your head down and just, you know, honour the memory. And it's a lot of people are losing people. How many people have you known to be lost in these years? It's crazy how the amount of people, and it makes you think. And it, you know, when you're doing this and you're thinking of this video and you're seeing where we live and the influence of the L shites. Again, elite means followers of L. That's what it means. So if the elite that call themselves that because they are followers of L, electric means jurisdiction of L. We are in a chamber of the devil, which means God, the celestial one. You look at history and what is right and what is wrong. Who tells you but the people that you look up to or family? It's like when you're growing up, your mum, your dad said, don't touch that, you'll burn. Or you don't do this, you have to do it that way because that's the right way, that's the law. So we learn off that type of scenario, and also we often learn off errors and getting things wrong. So in society we're told this is what this is because this is that. Why do we have to accept it? That's why I always say to people, don't accept taking the right path, the left path, the centre path. Take what path you want and learn. It's like we are in a prison. We talked about prison. Now I know we're in the jurisdiction of El. We're in the realm of El Evan. In the electric, we're electric. Are we descendants? Are we the opposition? There's just so many answers again, and I don't want to go on and waffle and take away from the video, but I just want to show you how excited I was about this. And again, just a different opinion and looking at that word Elohim to find. Now it's not the case of me just going Elohim, the electric lords, goodbye. It was showing you different things connected to things I found on the journey, and it all connected. It all blew my mind. It's all exciting. And now it's painting a picture of this realm. Are we in a chamber? But is there more chambers around it? How big are the chambers? Is chamber just mean enclosed system? Because again, it's all titles, it's all spells, and again they were taught how to use a spell, and it was connected to the dirt, the soil, the grounding. That's where the power is kept. And the beginning of any word is the root. Remember the power? I only did a last video talking about the spells and different things. See, I even forgot what the video is. Like I said, you come just quickly, don't they? You're like, what did I make last? And then it comes to you, you're like, bloody hell. So my last videos were obey, because I've showed you, and I always tell people, if the title's not catchy, watch it, because you'd be surprised. So I've done the obey one, which is Israeli Hamas, and then I've done Denver Airport, symbolism, why they actually use symbolism in the definition, Microsoft, the chamber, and then celestial. So like only a month ago I did this, and it's like a part 2, and it's taking it to another level. Another level. So guys, I just want to appreciate you all taking your time to watch this video. I'm going to call it a time now. It's been half an hour added on to that. I didn't want to waffle on too long, because there's like a Goldilocks zone where even I fall asleep. So I appreciate you taking the time to watch the video. Please do like, share and subscribe. Anytime you go around other channels and you see people asking, if you're proud of being a member of this channel, a flocker, please say come over, because you know I've been YouTube, so I don't know who's watching or what, and people don't like to like, and please do it. It just helps us. It's our fuel. So take care, stay safe, always wear a smile, like, share and subscribe, and don't be a hater. Listen, I'm only showing that we're living in the chamber of El. But it could be good. Who's the ones to say it's good or bad? Right guys, bye.